Hello?
Back in the mix like a red-nosed pit.
What's up with it, bruh?
What's up, brother? What you up to?
Coolin', man, over here at the soccer field, man. Just got done, practicing and stuff like that. Ain't nobody out here but me, so I guess I must be the best over here, on this side of town. But what's good, though, baby?
Man, I'm trying to get some upgrades to the bike, brother.
Oh, you headed to the shop?
That's right. I need to get faster, brother. I gotta get faster.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I'm trying to do some stacks.
Oh, you getting an upgrade, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking for 3 more horsepower, brother.
How much horsepower? Three whole horsepower.
Yeah, that's right. It's
For
only
how
cost me
much?
2,500. I'm gonna be able to get the stacks.
Didn't you just drop the bike like 2 weeks ago?
Dude, don't worry about when I drop the bike, brother. I'm trying to get faster out here. I want to do roll racing.
So you must ain't see the last video.
Well, I watched the last video, brother, but you didn't tell us what to practice. You just said practice. Like,
Yeah.
What do we practice?
Oh,
Yeah.
you right.
Yeah, dude.
Practice, but what to
Yeah,
practice?
that's right.
What skills do you need to master?
Yeah, man. I mean, what's
All right,
up?
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna drop one.
Come on, man.
Tell everybody at the shop I said what up, man.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
All right,
Peace.
peace. Just figured out something, family. Last video I dropped, we talked about some of the habits that the riders have that don't crash up these bikes, baby. One thing that I didn't discuss was what to practice. Yes, you gotta practice, but what skills, what habits have those people out there that I call good riders that keep the bike in great condition, what skills have they mastered? That's what this video is about. See, a lot of cats, they spend a lot of money on horsepower. They spend a lot of money on cool looking graphics for the bike, carbon fiber. They spend a lot of time trying to go fast. Yeah, how do I shift and go faster, man? I'm trying to get to 200 miles per hour. I'm trying to get to 200 horsepower. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there, man. But they don't practice the simple skills that can save your life as a street rider. It's a lot of track videos out there teaching a lot of track stuff, how to go fast on the track, how to maximize your lap times, how to do a track day. But who's trying to survive on the street? See, we street riders. It's a whole different ball game. The skills that we learn on the street keep us alive. And let me talk to you about some skills that you need to master as a street rider. I only been riding for about 4 years. And let me tell you one thing that I noticed immediately when riding, when looking up information to ride, when going out here linking up with people who ride and all of that stuff. There's so much information out there. There's so many people willing to help you, from the BP all the way to YouTube, to the bike meet, to the dyno days, to the champ schools and all of that stuff out there that's willing to help you go faster. Everybody wants to go faster. Let me put this in your mind though. Who wants to slow down? Who's thinking about slowing down? And who needs to slow down? Nobody wants to slow down. Nobody's thinking about slowing down, but everybody needs to slow down. And the only way to slow down on these bad boys, you got 2 options. It's front brake or you got the back brake. And some of you speed demons out there doing your roll racing, deleting the back brake so y'all could save a few pounds, but you won't hit the gym to save a few pounds for your life, but you're taking everything off the bike. That's a different story for a different night. But the braking, nobody's talking about braking. Hard braking, progressive braking. A lot of the accidents that happen out here is because cats just don't know how to brake. You can look up accident footage right now. How many cats done fell off the bike from squeezing the brake, the front brake, and locking it up? If you don't got the bike with the anti-lock brakes on it, that's one thing that you're for sure to do. How many cats have anti-lock brakes on the bike but haven't even felt what the anti-lock brakes feel like? Well, why is that important to feel what the anti-lock brakes feel like? Because you haven't practiced hard braking. By the time that you need the skill of braking, it's gonna be too late if you don't practice it. A lot of cats find that out when they flipping over the handlebars. A lot of cats find that out when they trying to brake and then they keep sliding and then they hit the back of a truck. The time to practice braking is right now. There's different levels of braking. See, the brake lever here is not an on and off switch. There's a little bit of braking, there's a lot of braking. Bikes take a little bit longer to slow down than the car does. You own 2 wheels. You gotta understand the mechanics of how the bike, the forks compress when you brake, right? Most cats don't understand this, and they don't wanna understand this because it's not cool. Yeah, well, braking, of course, I'm gonna brake, I'm gonna slow down, this, that, and the third. Well, the crazy part about it is statistics say that damn near 25%, a quarter of the accidents are due to people not knowing how to brake. That's why they're trying to put these anti-lock brakes on every single bike, because you guys aren't practicing braking. So what does that mean? Practice it. That means get you an open parking lot. Go out in the morning, like I said. Practice hard braking. Brake as hard as you can. Don't just use the front brake. A lot of cats are just relying on the front brake. The back brake has a whole bunch of stopping power. Matter of fact, if you're watching this video, jump in the comments and tell me some of the advantages of the back brake. I see a lot of people don't use that. They changed the front brakes and the back brakes got no pad scrubbed off of them. Practicing helped me learn the benefits of the front brake and the back brake. Practicing helped me learn the limits of the front brake and the back brake. For God's sake, y'all need to practice on these brakes before it's too late. I know you got a lot on your plate, but if you don't want to make a date with the hospital bed, you're gonna need to practice on these brakes and get ahead. Now, I'm sure y'all heard of the term chicken strips and people who scared to lean the bike and stuff like that. Matter of fact, take a time out, go and search motorcycle accident, and then I want you to jump in the comments and let me know how many of those videos that you found where people were going into a corner and they could have made that corner, but they ended up wrecking the bike and messing up their life. This is because people are trying to go fast in a straight line. They trying to do wheelies. I know cats out there that can do wheelies, stoppies, go fast in a straight line, do the little all kind of tricks, but can't corner worth. One of the main reasons why people crash is because they don't know how to corner. I think it's like 39% of the crashes are due to people not knowing how to corner the bike. Cornering the bike was one of the first things that made me nervous when riding. Cornering the bike was one of the first things that really had me at all. Like, I'm on the bike, and mind you, this is another thing that you should practice. Matter of fact, this is a little bit off target, but it's on target. Before you get a bike, all my new riders out there, before you get a bike, go get a regular bicycle and master the mechanics of cornering, counter steering, and stuff like that. And then when you get on the bike, master it on the bike. The accidents that I've almost had, the accidents where I was like, oh man, it could have went wild, was the ones where I'm coming off a exit ramp. Go look up the accidents on this too. A lot of people coming off the exit ramp. Or I was in the mountains in the twisties and I'm going wide or doing something, coming on the throttle too early, all type of stuff. All of this is involved in cornering. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a quick story. All right, so this is when I first started riding, man. Well, not really first started riding. Actually, this was probably about a year after thinking I had mastered it. So I'm riding at night. That's another thing. Riding at night is crazy because you really can't see that far ahead of you. So I'm riding at night, and I've been on this exit ramp plenty of times. But the times that I was on the exit ramp, I was in the car. So I really wasn't paying attention on how to, you know, negotiate the turn or nothing like that. So I'm going into the turn. Matter of fact, I'm going into the turn hot because I did one of those moves where the exit coming up and I'm like, oh, I gotta get to the exit. So I'm jumping from the fast lane all the way over to the exit lane. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm gaining speed. And I know you've done this before if you ride motorcycles. I'm gaining speed, but now I'm reaching to where, you know, the exit ramp is at. So I'm hitting the brakes, but I'm thinking it's too late. So I'm like, oh man, I freeze up and I start doing all of the things that they tell you not to do. Target fixation. I'm like, oh man, this is it. This is the time. So I start squeezing the brakes, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to lock up the brakes. Another thing, braking, right? This is crazy. So I start squeezing the brakes, and as it's going off the corner, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just let this thing go off the grass and try to save it like that. It was nighttime, man. Bike ended up going off into the grass, and luckily I saved it. From that moment on, I was like, man, I gotta figure out how to corner. If I don't figure this out, next time I will not be so lucky. I got videos of me in the mountains going wide, almost, you know, going crazy. And I'm like, this is crazy. But I started realizing this is how a lot of people crash. I started going back to those crash videos and looking at these cats crash. And I'm like, damn, near 50% of the crashes are crashes not involving nobody else. That's what happens with the bikes. I think it's a statistic on that that's saying most of the crashes that happen on the bikes are single vehicle crashes, meaning you didn't know what you was doing on the bike and you just crashed out. But I realized it and I'm like, look, man, before I learn how to go fast, before I invest all this money in the horsepower and all of this stuff and dragging knees and wheelies and all of this crazy stuff, I need to learn how to corner this bike. So that's my suggestion to you. These are things that you need to master. Braking, cornering, and the next one is gonna be slow speed maneuvers. You wanna know something funny? I'm gonna give you 2 funny scenarios about slow speed maneuvers. A lot of cats, even you, a lot of cats who haven't started riding yet, or a lot of cats who are about to begin this riding journey are gonna do this, I promise you. Matter of fact, go to your local dealership and talk with some of the salespeople. You know what they do when you go in there and you brand new to ride and then you go and buy a bike, especially if you get one of them expensive high CC bikes or something like that. Right after you buy that bike, they go to the window, peek through them blinds, because they know a lot of people gonna drop that bike right in that parking lot before they hit that street. And it's already sold, Playboy. Cats don't know how to do the slow speed maneuvers. Go to your local body shops. Take a trip up to the mechanic shop. Go look at some of the bikes in there. Go ask questions. Hey, what happened with this right here? Man, he dropped the bike, man. What you mean? He got into a crazy, it don't look too bad. Yeah, but it's $600 worth of damage. Slow speed maneuvers. See, the thing about accident statistics is that you're not gonna find slow speed maneuvers in the accident statistics. Why are you not gonna find those slow speed maneuvers? Basically because people aren't reporting when they dropping the bike on the slow speed maneuvers. So there's a lot of people out there who aren't practicing their slow speed maneuvers. What are your slow speed maneuvers? Doing your U-turns, coming from a stop, making a tight turn, learning how to brake in the middle of a slow speed maneuver, but a lot of people can't properly execute a U-turn. Doing these slow speed maneuvers will help you keep the bike upright. Not doing these slow speed maneuvers will have you stalled out, laid down at the light. So we got your braking, we got your cornering, and we got your slow speed maneuvers. If you master these 3 skills, then you are less likely to drop that bike. These drops on the bike cost money. If you have a new bike or an old bike, go look up the price of some cheap fairings. Even the cheap fairings cost money. When the bike drops, all type of stuff happens. We done seen bike drops and slow speed maneuvers where the whole clip-on break off, brake lever break off or something like that. And when these things have to be replaced, they cost money, and not only money, they cost time away from riding. And then if you have insurance and you report it to the insurance, now you got a small goofy little accident on your insurance report. A lot of cats out there, like I said, go look up the videos. Don't just believe me, go look up the videos. There's plenty of cats out there that are crashing just because they simply don't know how to operate the brakes. They never took time to wake up, go a high speed, brake with high pressure. They never took time to go into a corner and purposely brake into a corner. That's another video for another day. I was under the impression that you can't even brake going into corners. Like that story I said, I could have applied more brake pressure, or I could have just leaned it out and made the corner instead of ending up in the grass. Almost on my, you feel what I'm saying? So these things, you have to practice these things, man. Nobody is gonna come to you and be like, yo, let's go practice. They're gonna come to you and be like, yo, let's hit the bike night. Yo, let's hit the dyno day. Yo, let's hit the car show. Yo, let's hit the bar. The problem is when you go do these activities, if you haven't mastered these skills, you gonna end up taking a spill and life is gonna get real. You lucky if you don't get being out here on this bike trying to look ill. The thing is the basics, the fundamentals. Whatever you do, whether you do soccer or football is what they call it, international football, whether you do that, you gotta learn how to hold the ball. You gotta learn how to pass the ball. If you play goalie, you gotta learn how to stop the ball. Then you can learn how to do the quick little tricks or the stuff what the cats be doing where they bouncing the ball up and playing hacky sack. You can't just come into the game trying to learn how to do tricks before you learn how to handle the ball, manage the ball, keep the ball away from them cats. You can't do that. You can't just come into the game trying to cross cats up on a hoop court until you learn how to dribble with both hands. It's fundamentals. Any department in your job, they teach you the fundamentals. In your militaries, master the fundamentals. Why? Because the fundamentals are gonna be the things that save you when all hell breaks loose. Listen, when you get these skills mastered, you can keep the bike up. I'm not saying you won't crash, but you are less likely to. This is your boy 6 Gear Cutlow. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Jump down in the comments. Let me know some of the other skills that we need to practice to keep this bike up. I'm gone. Peace.